Alright, hello friends. I know this is the weirdest angle. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got to keep the AC on because I'm doing the floors and it's hot. My spud order came in kind of early. So hello, welcome to today's vlog. It is already 5 o'clock. I've been really tired, but I'll talk to you guys later about today. I want to show you guys what we got for spud. Just a little spud order, but I think in theme with the grocery haul that I did earlier, I will show you guys what we got from spud. Usually our spud order doesn't come till around 6 or so this is a little early. Okay, first things first, these chips are the best. They're so good. They're called Hard Bite. So I got a smoking barbecue and wild onion and yogurt. They're awesome chips. They were on sale, so I was kind of in the mood for something a little crunchy once in a while. I'm either in the mood for chips or I'm not. I'm definitely not usually a savory snack kind of person. I'd much rather like eat dessert than snack or have veggies or something. So when I'm in the mood for chips. So I got those for myself, maybe for Cody, although Cody doesn't really love chip flavors very much. Oh, I forgot about these in the one. My favorite bubble water, bubbly water, carbonated water, another Canadian company, Sapsucker. Awesome carbonated water. I really like the lemon one. It's so good. They do like organic sparkling tree water. Absolutely delicious. I love this one. Got myself 2 cans. I like to have like a little bubble water as a treat for myself. I don't really like to drink a lot of pop anyway. I'd much rather reach for like a sparkling water. So don't get me wrong, I love my cherry cokes at things like the movies, but sparkling water or just regular water is my jam. Okay, I got some organic Jersey whipping cream. I really like whipping cream in my coffee. My morning cup of coffee with a splash of whipping cream. It makes it delicious. I am all for putting what you love in your coffee. Like it's a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? I would much rather put something delicious that I love that satisfies me in it than putting like almond milk creamer or whatever that I don't love at all. I'd rather just, have that one cup of coffee that I love. You know what I mean? You feel me? Anyway, we get Jersey milk from Rockridge Dairy. Grass-fed Jersey cows. Awesome. Also got a thing of whole Jersey milk. Cook with that. Sometimes I make lattes with it. I don't really want to talk too much about what we eat or why we eat things because I don't know if anybody cares. I've always avoided that topic on this channel. I don't particularly know why. So let me know if you guys want me to chat about what I eat and how I eat and all that kind of stuff because it's definitely changed a lot over the years. But I guess I just avoid it because I don't ever want to be one of those people that like constantly talks about it or talks about it in a preachy way or anything like that. So I just do what's good for me and my family based on, 10 plus years experience doing all the things. Anyway, no. Again, from Rockridge Dairy, I got some goat milk feta. I like to put this on, excuse me, Finn, salads, things like that. It's been a while since I had feta cheese, so I decided to get myself some to spice up my salads a little bit. And yeah, I am all about the like full fat, as close to from the cow dairy products as possible. Besides that, I usually don't touch it a whole lot, but that's how we do it. These grass-fed meatballs, top grass-fed meatballs are my favorite. We can get them from a store in town here. However, they're slightly cheaper at Spud, surprisingly. So these are amazing. I'm not a big meatball person. I'm definitely not a big frozen meatball person, but for some reason, these are delicious and probably my favorite meatballs ever. So I bought 2 packs of those because they just stick in the freezer. I make them with pasta or whatever, and everybody loves them. My favorite frozen pizza, and probably the only frozen pizza I eat, this brand, Holy Napoli pizza. It is so delicious, and it is the only pizza I have found that is frozen that actually tastes authentic. Like it's actually resembles something that you would eat in a real Italian restaurant. Like, we make pizza from scratch usually if we're gonna do pizza night, but so I'm very, very, very picky in my pizza, but I also come from an Italian family. So lastly, I got some frozen corn and some frozen mixed veg. They're just organic ones. What brand is this? Stowbush? Island Farm? Cool. I don't know. We like this one because it's really, like, the corn is really sweet. There are days where, like, the kids really want Kraft dinner, and I don't like to eat that. It gives me heartburn. We do, like, Amy's Kraft dinner, but, like, still, it's just not my jam. So I'll usually make myself something different, but I don't want to give the kids just Kraft dinner, so usually we'll do, like, a veggie, like a mixed veggie or something. And when we do taco night or, like, homemade burritos and stuff like that, we do them with corn. So I always gotta have frozen corn in the fridge. So that's it. Just a couple things from Spud. It's taking down from here. For some reason, it cut off filming. I don't know where it cut off there, but anyway, that's the grocery haul. Little bit of things. I was just talking about how I can get this milk in town, but it's kind of limited because they don't have as many options. Like, I can never find the whipping cream here. And hold on, I'm gonna put you down. I sometimes or often I have to wait for like milk day or like the day they get their order in, and sometimes I need it before. So I haven't ordered from Spud in a while because I keep forgetting, but I decided to order this week, and this is what I got. But I'll talk to you in a second. I'm just gonna put some groceries away. Cleaning up after kids and their friends. Okay, put the groceries away. I don't know why filming cut off. I'm in the middle of mopping the floor, so I'm going to put my book back in. I'm listening to an audiobook right now. I'm listening to How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. I highly recommend this book. Let's chat about this for like 3 seconds. Honestly, I love some parenting books. I think it's a great resource, a great tool to expand your knowledge and to build skills as an adult, as a parent. I think they're an awesome tool. Now, that being said, I don't love reading all of the parenting books. I'm very specific. We practice like gentle parenting, parenting with lots of autonomy, and things like that. If you are not new here, then that's probably not news to you guys. The thing is, though, I'm not gonna lie, I get very bored with parenting books and books that are, I don't know, real, because I read like YA fantasy novels. I read young adult and fantasy and a little bit of like historical fiction. And that is my jam, and that is what I choose to read in my spare time. So I can very easily get bored. Even though I like devour books and I'm a huge reader, I get very bored reading parenting books sometimes. So audiobooks are a great option for that. And actually, like, I'm not sponsored at all by Audible or anything like that, but I should say I have never really taken an interest in trying audiobooks. It's not really been my thing. I listen to a lot of podcasts while I clean, but this year I have been listening to like podcasts every single time I clean. So I thought, you know, an audiobook's not going to be that different. Somebody I follow was recommending and reminded me of this book, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. And it reminded me that audiobooks existed and that I wanted to read this book. And so I put it in my Amazon cart, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to just have this be a book that I read halfway and I don't actually get the benefit of it because I don't finish it. And then it dawned on me that I can just listen to an audiobook while I clean. So long story short, that's what I did. And I am learning so much from this book. It is wonderful because it's very practical. You learn every single step of this book a new tool that you could stick in your tool belt. And it's great because, like, I am not new to this type of parenting. I feel like I'm a pretty good hat at this, old hat, I guess that's the saying, at this type of parenting. It is not new to me. I've been doing it for 10 years. I feel like I'm pretty decent at it. However, I feel like this book is great for both beginners and like people wanting to go a different route of being gentle. Sorry about the AC, but I just refuse to turn it off. But it's also great for parents who have been doing this kind of parenting for a very long time, because we pick up habits. You just do. You pick up bad habits. You pick up little things, or you start slipping, or sometimes it's just really hard to remember all of the skills and the patience that you need to parent this way, and parent in a way that is respectful to your children. So I found that this book is really helping me, one, remember things I learned at the beginning that I might have forgotten or got a little bit lazy about. Two, it's kind of called me out in good ways in some spots and made me realize that I've been having some kind of lazy bad habits in my parenting, and it gives me immediate fixes on how I can turn it around so that it doesn't feel like this big long amount of work. I go, oh yeah, crap, I have been doing that. That's totally me. I heard myself saying that last week or something, because when I get busy, I tend to, just it happens, right? You slip, and sometimes you say something unconstructive or just that you probably could have handled better. And so this book is wonderful in that it tells you why, how, and how to apply it in multiple ways. It's actually not lame to listen to. The author, or the voice actor, I guess, is really enjoyable to listen to, and it's not boring, and I'm enjoying it while I clean. I listen to it every single time I'm doing like my power hours. I do like a cleaning power hour every day. Today is a little bit longer because I didn't do it yesterday and I was lazy the day before, so I'm trying to catch up. But anyway, I highly recommend it if you are looking to expand on your parenting or grow your parenting, or maybe just refine your skills, because I feel like for me personally, I really had it in the bag in the younger years, and then as the years go by and the kids get older, I definitely formed some bad habits through laziness and just through like not sharpening those skills enough, and it just happens, right? Phases of life. So I just highly recommend this book to anybody. It's How to Talk So Kids Will Listen, and Listen So Kids Will Talk. I feel like this book specifically is great if you don't want to get several parenting books or anything, because it kind of has it all in one for little kids and teens and big kids, and they have variations. They have How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen, and I think they have How to Talk So Teens Will Listen as well. But this one kind of covers all the bases in the middle, and you can apply it anywhere. So anyway, I just wanted to give that a quick shout out. Again, not sponsored, just something I'm actually listening to, actually enjoying, and I recommend it to my friends. So go for it if you want something else to kind of like sharpen those parenting skills and kind of have some maybe aha moments, or realize, I could have been handling this situation a little better. This book is a good one. So I'm gonna get back to mopping the floor. All right, hello friends. Last night, hopefully this is an okay angle. I wanted to come upstairs so it wasn't as loud with the AC going, because it's going to be hot again this week and I'm not turning that baby off. But I wanted to get away from the noise. I know this vlog was very talky, and I'm going to talk at you a little bit more because we had a bit of an emergency happen last night and I stopped filming, and this is why. Basically, Cody was back at the hospital last night for a different reason. If you know, a couple of vlogs ago, maybe you missed it, he was in the hospital because he had a one-wheel accident, a really silly accident that wound up messing up his ankle really badly, but this is completely removed. So he was in the hospital seeing if he needed stitches because he got bit by Carly. And Carly is our dog, our big dog, and I should explain why. She's not vicious, she's not anything. She's super sweet, she's a senior, beautiful dog. She really only has a couple of teeth, so it's surprising that, that even happened. But I should explain why. I was thinking maybe of not even talking about this because I don't want anybody to take it out of context or think that we have a vicious dog or anything like that, because whenever you hear that a dog bit somebody, you're like, oh, bad dog, right? But if you have not been here for a long time, then you probably don't know that our dogs both have very unique diseases, really. Separate, completely different, but we just got some unique pups with two different rare disorders. And Carly, our big dog, has basically a dog form of lupus. She has something called slow, but it's a little bit different for her. Most dogs that get slow are little dogs, but basically it is kind of like an autoimmune disease, and it affects only her nails and her feet. Thankfully, it doesn't affect anything else yet. It did have some effect to her teeth, which is why she had to undergo surgery and get most of her teeth removed. And it's affected very minor things, but thankfully it hasn't traveled through her whole body. So she's turning 12 this year, and for her breed, that's kind of like life expectancy is 10 to 12 years. And she's doing wonderfully besides having this slow disease. So she is a senior, but she's a happy, healthy little pup at heart. So just explaining slow a little bit, basically what happens. Sorry, this is a little bit graphic. I'm going to try and keep it as like PC as I can for you guys who are a little queasy or squirmy. Her nails don't form properly, and it happened, we didn't discover this until later in life. She had really fine normal nails right up until she was probably about 8, right? Because I think we've been dealing with this for about 2 years now, a little longer. I should say that we have a wonderful vet team who works very closely with us and with Carly to give her the best quality of life that we can. Basically, her nails are really brittle and really soft, and when her slow kind of got activated, when her disease showed itself, it happened because she was playing one day and she lost a nail. That happens with dogs sometimes, but we were like, oh no, awful. And then a day later she lost another nail, and then I think in one day she lost 2 nails. And so in the span of like 4 days she had lost, or in the span of like 3 days she had lost 4 of her nails. And obviously we were on call with the vet the whole time we took her in, and that is when we discovered that all of her nail beds had separated the nail at the root of the nail, at the base of the nail, and they basically all fell off. And that's when we got her tested and we discovered that she had slow. There's no treatment for slow. There are some treatment options, but there's no cure. Like, there are different methods to treat slow, and it varies by the dog and the breed and everything like that. So basically she has this really rare nail disorder, and it means her nails fall off, and it's very painful. I think my neighbor is yelling at their dog. It's a very painful, traumatic disease for her. And we are able to manage it now where it's not very eventful. But once in a while we get a nail that just doesn't last. So since the 2 years from when she was diagnosed, we have been able to regrow all of her nails, and we're able to maintain them by dremeling them. That just means like it's basically a electric nail file, and because we can't clip her nails because the pressure from the nail clipper causes too much pressure to the root of the nail or to the base of the nail, and that can separate it from the quick, which is like the inside portion of their nail. So we have a lot of skills and tools that we use to keep her healthy, and the vet has trained us to deal with her nails because Carly has a lot of trauma from the vet. The first time we figured out it was slow, all her nails were separating. It was incredibly painful, and there was no other way but to remove all of the nails on the spot. And they can't really put them under general anesthesia for it because it comes with risks with her age. And it was, needless to say, it was a very, very traumatic event. It almost makes me want to cry talking about it because it was just really hard to watch her go through that. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little bit emotional because like it was a really traumatic night last night, and one of those times where like mom keeps her cool in front of everybody so that everybody's okay, but in the inside like I'm freaking out. Anyway, so Carly has a lot of trauma going to the vet, so we really can't take her unless it's absolutely needed. She did recently, I guess not recently, a few months ago, we had her completely sedated, and she had all her nails done by the vet, and they took them right down, and then they had to cauterize all of them just so that we could better maintain the dremeling. So sorry, this is a long story, but I feel like you guys need the context so that nothing is taken out of context. Doing her nails is a really huge event. So Carly is a 90-pound dog, and it takes 2 of us and a lot of skill and a lot of trial and error to do her nails. And obviously she is not happy about having nails done because it's a very traumatic thing. Like, you can't touch her pots. She gets really defensive. It really scares her. I can touch them, but like she just has to know that your intentions are not to hurt her, because for her now, she associates paw touching with incredible pain and incredible trauma. So it's a really tough situation. Now, when Cody and I, when it's time to do nails, we have a procedure. We have meds for her. We have anti-anxiety medication. We have to like basically drug her. She has pain medication. We go through all these steps in touch with the vet to be able to maintain and care for her nails. It's a lot, and I don't talk about it a lot because it's just a part of our life that we have to deal with. So what happened was one of her nails got injured. This happens sometimes. So we did all her nails the other day, and we rechecked them all, and we were seeing if this nail needed to be removed. What happened was it cracked up to the base, so usually that's a removal, but it was hanging on pretty good, so we didn't want to cause too much trauma to it. We were going to let it kind of do its thing. We shortened it a little bit, and we were just going to see what happened, how much pain she was in, if it was going to heal on its own. Something happened yesterday where she must have just like nicked it wrong or turned her foot wrong, and it started to bleed again, and it was a problem. So we're like, okay, this nail's probably going to have to come off. We have to recheck this nail. So then I was alone, so I have to like treat the nail like I know to treat it to stop the bleeding, and to treat her with her pain medication, and to give her her anti-anxiety medication, so that later in the night we would be able to check her nails and do our whole procedure with how we check her nails. So Cody got home, she's drugged up, she's under her pain medication, she's under her anti-anxiety medication, and we needed to check on this nail and potentially deal with it. And so we got into like the position so there's a certain hold we have to do. So I have to hold her because I cannot handle removing any nails. I'm really squeamish with the nail thing. I've been the one to have to calm her because she listens to me the best, or not she listens to me the best, she's most calmed by my presence. So I've been the one to have to be with her through all these like traumatic events, and it's kind of traumatized me a little bit. And so I'm the one that has to hold her, because I'm the only one that can hold her, and she doesn't try and hurt me at all, and she doesn't try to mess around with me. Basically, she trusts me, and so I'm the one to hold her. And again, she's a 90-pound huge dog, and not only that, but she's incredibly like MacGyver-y. She's very, very good. Cody jokes that as a puppy he trained her in dog jitsu because she's just so good at getting out of everything and being able to slip out and like wrestle really well. Sometimes we have to use muzzles, special muzzles, special cones and neck pieces to try and maintain her as much as we can, just because it's not painful for her, but the trauma of having her nails touched is enough to make her defensive. Sorry guys, I realize I've been talking for like 10 minutes. I'm so sorry that I'm not getting to the point, but I just really want you guys to have context, because I never want people to think that I'm endangering my family by keeping an aggressive dog or anything. Like, she's such a sweetheart. She's the best dog I've ever had. We love her to bits. And I never want anybody to think she's mean or anything, or a danger or anything like that. This was completely situational. So we went to get her into the position, and because we had done her nails like 2 nights before, and because that nail was in a ton of pain because she had just re-hurt it and it had been bleeding, and she was now under her drugs, and she gets a little loopy and weird because the drugs are good because they reduce her anxiety, but they also don't make her think clearly when she's in a stressful situation. So it's a little bit of give and take with those meds. So we were getting her into position, and we were trying to flip her into the right position. So we basically have to do it where like I sit like this and she lays on me on her back, so that she has and then I'm able to like lock her in with my legs, and like I basically like headlock her in, and that way Cody can, like, guys, she's a strong dog. She weighs, half my weight, and I can't hold her with normal means. We have to we learned this special position that we can get her in, that we can comfort her and also have it so she can't hurt anybody, because when Cody's drumming her paws and touching her nails, of course she's scared, and how do dogs communicate? Get off of me is a bite, right? And we don't want him to get bit. We had all of our tools done, and we were trying to get her into the position, and at this point I don't have her in that headlock yet or anything. Usually it's easy. I can just like gently fold her, like turn her over and rub her belly and get her comfortable. And for some reason she was freaked out more than usual. I think it's because we had just done her nails and she was in a lot of pain, and she knows that when Cody's there with me, it means it's nail time, and she was just extra freaked out about it. And we were trying to get her into the position, and she was just being really stubborn about it. She didn't want to go, obviously, and she wasn't all the way there, and she just decided it was not happening, and she like wriggled out of it, and I didn't have her, and I couldn't reach all the way around her, otherwise I would have gotten bit. And she never goes for me, ever. She always goes for Cody if she's gonna go for it, because he's the one that does the dremeling, he's the one that fixes the nails. And so she lunged for Cody's hand to say like, hey, leave me alone, don't touch me, that hurts, I'm in pain, don't touch me, which is fair. Like, this dog is very traumatized, and that's how dogs communicate. So I couldn't get her off in time, and she was so fast. Like, she's not going for his neck, she's not going for his face. It was totally like, your hand is the one holding the tool, let go. And she grabbed onto his hand, and because she was under the drugs, she was a little bit loopy. She wasn't listening to her commands as much. Obviously, highly traumatic situation. She's just a poor old dog who was in pain. And so she grabbed Cody's hand, and I couldn't get her in time, and I feel so guilty because like I'm the one that holds her. But it happened, and she grabbed him, and I got her off really quickly, but she still got a good like 5 bites on him. And by the time I had her off of him, he stood up immediately and left the room so that she could calm down. And by the way, we do this all like door locked in a separate space from our kids. Like, everything is we take all the precautions. But by the time we got her off of him, and he was able to remove his hand, then he realized that like, oh shit, this is pretty bad, and she had got him really good. So he ended up going to the hospital, because it was like probably needing stitches. We were like, ugh. So he ended up spending 4 hours in the hospital last night, and immediately Carly, poor dog, she was like so traumatized. She knew that she had hurt him, and she was just all on him, like, I'm so sorry, and she felt so guilty, and her little ears were down, and she was sniffing him and trying to like make sure he was okay. Like, she's immediately like, it was not like aggressive, I'm gonna eat you, it was, ow, don't touch me, oh dad, I'm so sorry. Anyway, Cody spent the night in the hospital. He had to get his wounds flushed, and they were seeing if he needed stitches. He left without stitches just because of the way it was. It's right in the palm of his hand, and he has another one like down here. If Carly had all her teeth, he would have been really messed up, but thankfully she doesn't, and it only messed him up a little bit, and I got her off really quick. So he's healing okay. He got it all flushed out and everything, but he was still in the hospital for 4 hours last night getting this dealt with, and it was a bit of a traumatic night. So obviously I didn't film anymore, but I wanted to explain what happened. I wasn't going to, but Cody was like, no, just explain what happened, because this is part of our life. This is what we live with. This is like a part of taking care of now, like kind of like a special needs dog. Like, she does have special needs. She has an illness that we have to monitor constantly, and this is life. Carly's nail is still, obviously it didn't get touched, and we weren't going to touch it again last night, so we are going to have to try again, which I'm a little bit scared about, but we're just gonna put all the stops on and make it so she has to go through a few more hoops to be able to do anything. And if you ask why she wasn't muzzled or something before, it's because it's more traumatic for her to muzzle her. She has a hard time breathing. We have to make sure we're monitoring her heart rate and stuff during all of this so that she doesn't have a heart attack because of her age. So there's a lot of complications that go into it, and it's a risk management thing that we have to manage the risk every single time, and we have to see what's more risky. And sometimes the potential of Cody getting bit is worth the risk to help her. This time just didn't go great, so that's kind of where we were, and I'm gonna end this vlog. I just wanted to explain to you guys, and I don't want anybody, because you're probably gonna, I don't know, if you see him, if he's in the next vlog or something and he's all bandaged up, and I don't know, we could have said he fell on his one wheel, we could have lied, we could have not told you guys at all, we could have just not said anything. But this is the reality of having pets, and having pets that potentially could have health problems, and I just wanted to talk about it. and we decided that was the best thing to do, was to let you guys know the truth of what happened. Carly will be fine. We're gonna be able to deal with this nail. It's just a super bad one. We get like one of these a year probably. If we feel like we can't safely deal with it, then we'll have to go into the vet and have her sedated fully, but that comes with its own risks. Sedating her too often is not healthy for her. And again, we run the risk of heart issues, so we don't want to lose our dog. So yeah, it's a crazy situation, but he's okay. He's perfectly fine. He's sore today, but he avoided stitches, thankfully, and he's healing up nicely. And the doctor was really great last night. So yeah, that's just the little bit of drama that happened, and I just wanted to hop on here and explain. So I'm going to end this vlog right now. I'm sorry, it was just mostly chatting about things, but I just wanted to really clearly lay this out and explain, because I feel like I don't talk about our dog's issues a lot. Finn has something entirely separate. He has a disc disease in his back, so he goes to chiropractic care and things like that. Yeah, my dog goes to the chiropractor. So yeah, it's just part of a crazy, beautiful life, right? Okay guys, we'll see you tomorrow in the next video. I appreciate you just listening, if you listen to all this, and understanding. And I don't know, it's scary to put stuff like this on the internet because people are so judgmental, right? But I trust you guys, and since I vlog what happens in our life, I wanted to vlog and explain why it suddenly cut off. So anyway guys, I'm gonna go because I'm rambling now, so we'll see you in the next one. Bye.